Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brittany Burlingham. Today, I would like to spend some time informing you all on mental health. Now, I know that this is something that there's still such a huge stigma on. There's a lot of people that struggle with understanding mental health or maybe believing that it's something that even still exists. I just think it's something that's so misunderstood that it really is hard for people to kind of face the reality of this thing. And the reality is a lot of people are battling with it every day. It's a barrier that we're trying to overcome. And unfortunately, it's there. So today I was hoping just to touch base on a few things in regard to mental health, because I don't think that it hurts to be just a little more educated. So maybe we can just be more aware and more open to the possibilities, especially if it comes to someone we may know and love, and we may need to offer some support. So my first main point that I kind of wanted to cover was, what is mental health? The second point is going to be some early warning signs, so you kind of know what to look for. And thirdly, kind of like some treatment and some positive wellness that we can do to kind of help incorporate utilizing positive mental health so that we make sure that we're taking care of ourselves in the best possible ways. So first main point was, what is mental health? So when I think about mental health, it's more of something that kind of includes our emotional, our psychological, and our social well-being. It can really affect how we act, how we think, how we feel. It can affect our responses to other people, the relationships that we're trying to maintain. Maybe we're struggling with relationships because we don't know how to deal with what's going on inside. And sometimes it affects the choices we make and how we handle situations. Mental health is something that everyone needs to make sure they're taking care of, from children to adults. And if you are an adult, it's something that I hope that is something that's being looked into when you have a child, because children more so have no idea what mental health is and don't necessarily know what they're going through. So as adults, it's important that we stay informed and aware of what to look for so that we know if our child is struggling. There's a couple factors that contribute to mental health. One could be biological factors, so like our genes and maybe like our brain chemicals and whatnot. Life experiences, if we've experienced any kind of childhood trauma from abuse, neglect, domestic violence, even if we experience like a car accident, something that traumatizes us in such a way that it kind of impacts how our outlooks on life. And another thing is family history. Like sometimes we're all just born into a family where mental health has just always been there. And maybe it wasn't something that has always been addressed in the past, but it's kind of something that it's been a barrier that each family member, each generation has kind of tried to overcome. And unfortunately, you kind of just fell into that hole, and that's where you're at. There are many kinds of different mental health. I mean, we're talking anywhere from anxiety disorders to behavior disorders to eating disorders, mood disorders, trauma and stress disorders. So many people deal with, those suicidal thoughts that come along with mental health when you're really struggling and you kind of don't know where to turn. My second point I wanted to talk about were early warning signs. I think it's really important for us to be able to understand what to look for. So if you're eating too little or too much, that could be a sign. If you're pulling away from people and you don't participate in the activities that you usually do, that could be a sign. If you're having low to little energy, if you're feeling numb, if you feel like nothing in this world matters, if there's nothing that floats your boat with anything, this could be troublesome. If you're having unexplained aches and pains, smoking and drinking or using drugs more than usual, if it's not something you ever did before, feeling unusually confused or forgetful, these are all, or even just feeling helpless and hopeless. These are all possible warning signs that we should be aware of that could be leading to something more that we may not be ready for, and that we may not be ready to face, but we need to face it. And my third main point is mental health and wellness. So it's really important that we allow ourselves and we practice positive mental health, that we're taking care of ourselves, we're utilizing self-care, we're communicating with others, we are using the support systems we have in place. We have to learn how to cope with stress and cope in situations that overwhelm us or make us feel anxious, that we make meaningful contributions to communities, maybe just being affiliated with a church or a religious group or a group that makes you feel connected to them, so you feel like you have a way to be open. Ways to maintain positive mental health include getting professional help if you need it, connecting with other people, staying positive, helping others, getting physically active. It's important that we take care of ourselves. It's important that we try to take care of each other. And lastly, let's try to utilize some healthy developing coping skills. Utilize the tools that we can learn from others so that we can use them for ourselves in times of need. So basically, that's the end of my speech. I really wanted just to cover those 3 points where we discuss what is mental health, warning signs that we need to make sure that we're watching for, and what are some healthy ways, some positive ways that we can focus in on our mental health and wellness to make sure that we are doing everything in our power to take care of ourselves and take care of the ones around us. So I really appreciate you listening to my speech. Try to keep an open mind and stay aware of mental illness, because a lot of people are struggling with it, and we need to be able to make sure that we can help them when the time comes. All right. I hope you enjoyed my speech. Have a great day.